beautiful people, welcome to my channel, Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter, and lots of my puppies. I'm April Lauren and I'm on a journey to lose 200 pounds. Part of my journey includes experimenting a little bit with my diet. Not diet as in dieting, but diet as in my healthy way of eating. And I decided, because I have PCOS and low carb is recommended by some, that I would try carb cycling. So this month is dedicated to carb cycling. I might continue after. I will make that determination later. But this is my second video in this series, full day of eating carb cycling style. So we're doing a moderate carb day. So last week was low carb, this week is moderate, and I look forward to taking you through my day. Always, before I forget, in this description below, I have a menu for you to jump around. So if you want to jump straight to the food, then you can do that. If you want to see me meander my way through the day and get there, then we can do that. Good morning, beautiful people. I am down, I don't know if you can tell in the background or not because I can't see, but I am down by the creek this morning. And yeah, so I was taking the husband to school. While as we were driving, I noticed the steam coming off this water back there. And I was like, I have to go down there and get a picture. So I walked down there. I feel like this is a big non-scale victory because it's, I don't know, it's not the farthest walk ever, but I have no pain and I walk normal, like a normal pace. So I'm excited. But I also realized that I left my cell phone at home and Anna is supposed to be coming over for our morning workout. So I gotta hurry and I will see you guys when I get home. Good morning. I am about to go do some yoga. I think that's what Yana and I are gonna do. She's on her way. I used a lot of time walking around and like taking video of random things because I like to do weird things like that. Puppies always play when I start recording. Always. They're so cute. Well, today is a full day of eating, as you guys know by the intro, and after I do yoga, I am gonna make some moderate carb style breakfast. Super excited, and I'll see y'all, or talk to y'all, after some yoga. Eventually, I'm getting into a time lapse with this yoga practice, but I just wanted to say a couple things. I really love Yuna's little baby. He is the cutest. You see that little dumbbell toy I got him? It's so funny. It's a rattle, and I guess it says on the thing, it says 0.2 pounds. I don't even think it weighs that, but it's fun. So I choose specific postures, especially depending on how we're feeling and what's sore, and then we modify. And it's, if you look at me, you could probably tell a lot of what's blocking me is not, I'm very flexible. It's not my flexibility. It is my girth. He threw that rattle down. And one thing that I've been doing to help modify this is I've widened my stance in down dog. Otherwise, I was struggling to do down dog and it actually be a position of not just strength, but also rest. So I wanted to share that, and yeah. So right here is a huge non-scale victory for me. I not only sit up, but I am sitting up holding, you know, a 20-pound baby in the air while I sit up. Like, that's pretty huge. Anyway, we had to cut our workout short. I continue to work out after they leave, but Yenna had to go, so. I just finished up with yoga. It's just funny. I love, one of the things I think I love the most about yoga is that not just learning to like breathe through things, which I think is so helpful, but also learning to just let your thoughts run without judgment. I know that sounds so weird, but I feel like our thoughts, all of our thoughts are not us. Our thoughts come from, who knows where our thoughts come from, but all of a sudden thoughts are just there. They're in our head. It's like our synapses are firing and like stuff is just there, and a lot of times it's negative, and if you just let it run by and don't take ownership of those thoughts and just let it run, like, I don't know, it's just so freeing and I love it. Just focus on not judging. I think that's why meditation's so useful. I haven't ever been a big meditator. I did used to go to this one yoga class at 3B Yoga in Provo. They don't have it anymore because this girl moved to Chicago like 1,000 years ago. I mean, they may still have the class, but I liked this specific girl's class. And she would do this meditation where we'd have all these bolsters, so your feet would be propped up and like you were in like the most comfortable position, and then she did these series of exercises, like just breathing exercises, and then at one point she's like, imagine that you're floating like in the ocean, and it's like easily whenever I went to that class, like that experience always felt the same, and it's like one of the most peaceful, like, but aware experiences. I don't know, I can't explain it other than that, and I love it. So I don't really know what this chat means. I don't know why I'm having it. There's no greater picture. I feel like the girl in Napoleon Dynamite right now. Check out my sleeves, my little side ponytail. Well, I'm gonna go get some breakfast, and this will be my first meal, my first food of the day. So, see you in the kitchen. When I clean the kitchen or make breakfast, I typically like to light a candle. That's why it started out this way. But I am just making some eggs, spinach. I probably should have done an omelet, but instead, you'll see what I did. I think it's pretty good. Booley, Chippy, come here. Well, that's some real life stuff right there. Can you hear them? They're still licking it. My dogs are looking at me so funny right now. Oh, now they're playing. She's like, come at me. Come at me, bro. Oh, I love my dog so much. Today has just been an interesting day. I've been very like inside my head all day. I'm about to make some lunch and then I'm gonna eat. I'll take you guys with me as I prepare my pre-prepared. Maybe that's why. So the other day I said pre-prepared in the video and it sounded really silly, but I already prepared it, so it is prepared, but I pre-prepared it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that can be a thing. I think it should be a thing. But yeah, let's get some lunch. Hey you. I don't know what happened earlier, but in my mind I had prepared food, and I do have prepared chicken, but I don't have anything else. So this is my first moderate carb day of the week. And I've got to warm up the chicken. I guess we could go ahead and grab. Ow, ow, ow. Why don't I just try to take out my fridge? That's not gonna happen. The fridge will win every time. I don't know why I didn't use one of those little containers that I'm about to stick this into. I didn't, so. I feel so red right now. I don't know if y'all can see, but I feel like I have a sunburn going on. Yay! I wanted to talk to you guys really quickly about carb cycling before I lose all my daylight today. And I just thought, last week I don't think I did this, but I wanted, and it was still pretty new, so I didn't have any thoughts about it. So let's talk a little bit about carb cycling, shall we? So carb cycling, I think I talked about what it was. It's just divvying up your carbs. So some days of the week you eat less carbs, some days you eat a little bit more, and then some days you eat a lot. I decided that this month I was gonna try carb cycling, and that I was gonna have 4 low carb days, 2 moderate carb days, and 1 high carb day. I like this style. I think my observation on myself, I know, and I'll put the tag up here in my weigh-in Wednesday video, I told you guys that I was on my, you know, period, and my weight had fluctuated an extreme amount. And then I also told you in last week's full day of eating, which I'll tag here, that I was thinking about maybe in the future doing it like on a weekly thing, like have weeks of low carb and like weeks of moderate carb, and then like a week of like more moderate to high, and letting that be coinciding my period week. Well, that for sure will never happen. I think what I've learned is that I think my body needs both in order to even just act right. I can't just do low carb and I can't just do whatever I want. It needs to be intentional in order for my body to be healthy enough to even have a period. I think all my periods, I'm for sure always going to go pretty low carb. Just because low carb diets, if you didn't know, they help with inflammation in the body. And I think one of the reasons periods are so painful for me is that I have instant inflammation. So I don't know, this is still a theory. This is a theory. You should do your research. Please don't go off of what I say, especially with carb cycling or any diet stuff at all. I am not an expert. You should see your doctor and a dietitian for expert advice, not me. This is just my experience. Last week was rough, and I wonder if I hadn't had a high carb day on my period. So this is after I was already retaining water, and then I had a high carb day, if I would have still retained so much water, or if it would have just been like a normal, which I mean, all women retain water. I retain water every time. Normally once I start my period though, I lose that extra water. Like it happens pretty simultaneously. So, but that didn't happen this time. So I don't know. It's just something for me to think about, and it's something I wanted to share so that I have it documented on here. So how I'm feeling about carb cycling, I really like it. I know people do it for like tricking your body reasons and to get like super shredded and all of those things, but I actually think this is a way that I could eat forever and not. So here's the thing, I think I talked to you guys about this last week. If not, I intended to and didn't. I like watermelon, I like oatmeal, I like sweet potatoes. I like these foods, and these foods alone don't make me feel bad. It's very easy for me to eat low carb though. So it's a juggling of eating the foods that make me feel the best and trying to just get a way of eating healthy. A healthy way of eating, and just something that's simple and easy for me to do. What I like about doing low carb, I think the best, is on low carb days, or like let's say I'm in a situation where I haven't done a lot of planning. If I just stay away from carbs, I'm out in the garage. It's a bug, it's not a fly. If I'm not eating carbs, it's not as hard for me to not overeat. So if I'm not at home specifically, and if it's not planned, so my husband and I do go on a date night. I've had some questions about this too. When we go on our date night, I plan for that. So I don't necessarily eat perfectly all the time, and that the way that I'm eating period is more about accountability and how much I'm eating overall, and less about every specific thing that I put in my mouth. That being said, I'm not eating any like cake. There's no Oreos in our house. And I don't think I ever understood when people would say stuff like this before, like I just eat what I want in moderation. But I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing, as long as I planned it. So this month, instead of deciding what I want to eat and then eating it and tracking it, I am planning what I'm going to eat, eating it, and tracking it. So it's kind of like I've tracked it before I've ever even approached the day, and then I'm just kind of accounting. So I'm like making sure I'm eating what was on my plan. Does that make sense? I don't know. I feel like weight-wise, I am not noticing much difference this month as compared to last month. I don't know if I'm going to be doing carb cycling next month or not, but I am so excited to be sharing this journey with you guys. I will do a more like a segment of my month review will be dedicated to carb cycling, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. And of course next week in that high carb full day of eating, I will show you guys. And honestly, my high carb day of eating is not necessarily the highest of carbs. So as far as like a rule, the rule that I'm following, I guess the best way to put it is, on a low carb day, I don't eat, I don't know if starchy carbs is the right word, but I don't eat, on a low carb day, I don't eat breads, I don't eat rice, I don't eat potatoes, I don't eat anything like that. All of my carbs that I'm getting are coming from like cauliflower, broccoli, a limited amount of fruits, which is strawberries or blueberries. On moderate carb days, I'll have like a banana if I want a banana. I'll have sweet potatoes, I'll have rice, but on a moderate carb day, I'm eating carbs at 2 meals and that's it. Other than that, I mean, when I say carbs, I mean higher carb foods. I still have lots of vegetables that have high carbs in them. So on a high carb day, I can have bread or carbs or oatmeal. I can have whatever I want every meal. So, and I'm not like going crazy. So I would say my high carb days are potentially some people's moderate carb days. My moderate carb days are a lower carb. So it's just the way that I'm liking. My body is really enjoying this right now, and I enjoy that I feel good, that I feel strong and energized. And then except for last week and kind of monitoring those high carb days, and it might just come down to I don't get to do high carb days. Like I might be a moderate carb eater for the rest of my life, and that'll be fine. If that's what I need to have a healthy, happy life, then that's just how I'll eat. But it is very important to me to eat a way that's sustainable, that if I deviate from, I don't like mess myself up. So I feel like going completely low carb, or keto rather, I'm not someone who can do keto and then have a cheat meal which includes high carbs and then just go back on keto. Like I can't do that. But it is manageable for me to plan my weeks and have my low carb, moderate, and high carb days. So what am I gonna eat this way forever? I don't know. My ideal situation is to get to a point where I can eat intuitively and still have a general idea of how many calories I'm eating and feeding my body the right healthy way. My primary goal is to get the weight off. My secondary goal is to get a way of eating that is healthy and sustainable that I can do intuitively without a ton of tracking, and that I don't have to be anxious and worried about, am I gonna go off track and gain all of the weight that I lost back. So those are my goals, and I am so excited to be sharing it with you guys. I look forward to sharing my high carb day with you guys next week and a few other fun videos that I have planned. I hope that you guys are living life. And if you want to, comment down below, what are you guys eating? Do you guys diet? Are you doing keto? Do you do carb cycling, intermittent fasting? Or do you just track your calories in, calories out? I would love to know, so comment down below. And just a little aside, I know I say I'm carb cycling, but at the end of the day, it's still calories in versus calories out. That's my primary objective, is to eat a lot less calories than what I am burning. And by a lot, I mean enough so that I can lose a pound or so a week. And I am averaging over a pound a week, so that is good. And if you think I'm doing great, then give me a thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and bye guys.